This Friday.
You're making us wait.
I'm buff on the stuff and the girl just can't get enough. I'm Buff Daddy. Buff is the stuff. I'm simply delicious. I'm so sexy. Buff Daddy. I'm Buff Daddy. Buff is the stuff. I'm simply delicious. I'm so sexy. Buff Daddy. I'm simply delicious. I'm Buff Daddy. I'm Buff Daddy. Buff is the stuff. I'm simply delicious. I'm so sexy. Buff Daddy.
Oh, here we go, guys. Episode 4, the Buff and Stuff podcast. We are live again, live in color. Just to get it started off, you know what we do here. We talk about this man, obviously. We talk about WCW. We talk about wrestling. We talk about life. We talk about sobriety. We talk about everything. This is what we do. Now, first and foremost, this is what I have to do. I have to do this. We got to take a moment out because I want to thank all of you out there. I see what's going on, man. I want to thank you for all your views. I see what happened. We put out the last episode, and just in 24 hours, Will, what was it? It was over 600 views. You guys are the best. I mean, I can't lift the mask and be serious for a moment, but I'm being serious. Thank you guys so much. I also want to give a shout out to Marcus D'Angelo, my mentor. He's going to help this show be the best. My boy Buff got us linked up with him. Everything's going the way it should. Now, here we are. Here I am, right? I am your guy, the wrestling historian, Chris Gonding. Today I'm in costume because My man's in the ring. This episode is episode 4. Back in the ring. He was in the ring. We got Will the Mark dressed up like, ooh, who's he looking like, y'all? Who knows? But now, the man, actually 2 now. 2 of them. Let's introduce the superstars. Who do we have here? Buff the Stuff Bagwell.
Hey, check us out, brother. Look what we just did. World Tag Team Champions.
World.
Memphis Wrestling. And we go out and win the World Tag Team belts, brother. These guys have been messing with Dalton for a month or so. How long have they been messing?
Over a month.
Over a month. And they just keep on. I said, man, you guys, 2-on-1, you seem awful tough. I said, but let's try 2-on-2 and see how it goes. So we ended up winning the World Tag Team belts at Memphis.
Oh, that's where he's at. I was about to ask you, where are you? Memphis Wrestling. Tell us a little bit about that, guys.
Well, this boy's really good here, so tell him a little about Memphis Wrestling.
Yeah, John.
Wrestling. It's launched by Dustin STARR and Maria STARR. They're a 2 married couple based out of Memphis, Tennessee. They've been going over 5 years, 5+ years now. They started doing CW30, and then they just branched off and expanded. It's grown so much. It's amazing. You can look us up on Memphis Wrestling. Some of the top wrestling in the Mid-South, if not in the United States. I train here as well. I've been training for 3 years. So it's been going great.
A little history with us. And Dalton, his father brought him to see me. And I think the very first town I can remember was, for some reason I'm thinking it was like Bowling Springs, South Carolina.
Uh-oh.
Some little town.
South Carolina.
A little town in South Carolina or Mississippi one. But Dalton was just, like 6 or 7 years old.
Wow.
So this is how old are you now? 18. So this is 12 or 13, 11 or 12 years ago.
In the making.
And I went to Dalton. I came to Dalton's birthday party as Buff Bagwell. So you're talking about a full circle with Dalton. He was able to have Buff Bagwell at his birthday, and then Buff Bagwell, he wins the World Tag Team.
Now he's won the tag team titles of the world with Buff Bagwell. Talk about full circle. That's what I'm talking about. John, you're looking great, man. Show that title. Show that belt. Show it off on TV to all these fans. Look at that. That shit's impressive, bro. Wow. John Dalton, y'all, look at him. Tag team champion of the world.
This is a real dream for Dalton to have this is what he wanted to be, a pro wrestler. He really loved Buff Bagwell. He loved, he wanted to try to to get in the ring like Buff did. And so I really, I didn't know how serious he was, of course, but I supported him through the whole thing. And this Memphis Wrestling is a real professional deal. I mean, the ring, the setup, the guys that work here, they just got that other little, that little it factor.
That little extra.
A little extra here, and that's what they do. This is a great program, and it looks fantastic, and they just do a good job. And the talent's good, and the fans show up, and it's just a really well-run company. It's a great company.
Well, I'm not necessarily a stranger to Memphis Wrestling. Actually, I did see, in doing my research, about a year ago, you were there, Buff, and that's when you initially put Dalton over, isn't he?
Yes.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
Tell the fans about that.
The last time I've been here a few times, and then with Dalton, just getting in the ring and stuff, it was just, it was my knee for a long time. Then even tonight I got in the ring, but I was only about 3/4 speed because of my foot. I got that, that brace on my foot for another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But the guys called me out, and I was like, I can't take this. I had to go in the ring and help my boy out, and we got the belt. So
That's
Buff
right.
was here for my first ever match.
Buff was
yeah,
there
that's
for
what
you.
he's talking.
That's the
Okay.
first time Buff was here. He was here for my first match. Then he came back and helped me win the Trios champion. So you don't talk about a full circle. Buff's been by my side since day one. And I go as far to say if there wasn't Buff, there would be no me. I'm a wrestler because of Buff Bagwell. So there would be no Big John because of Marcus Bagwell.
There'd be no Big John Dalton without Buff Bagwell. You hear that? That's good. Look at that. Paying homage to the master. That's great. All right. Well, Tell us everything about your journey. So you were telling me, John, these guys was giving you a hard time. That's why you had to call all Buff out.
The text was
It was Matt Gaston, or no, Prince Gaston and Matt Williams. They were the tag team champions. We had a big anniversary show, our 3-year anniversary show called the Super Bowl. I lost on that match against another group, and they just kept picking on me because they were the tag team champions. They were on a winning streak, and I wasn't. And so they just thought it'd be a good idea to pick on me. Well, little did they know I had friends, and Buff don't deal with bullying, so I called up Buff, and lo and behold, he showed up today at Memphis, and we kicked some butt.
That's what it's all about. That's what I like to hear. Well, I want to know everything. I want to hear everything about Memphis Wrestling. So, you already had your little run in. You guys done won the titles. I think Will has some of the footage from tonight. Why don't you show that, Will? Show these guys that. Anybody out there that don't know about Memphis, we're about to show you what happened tonight. A little bit of footage.
You got some footage?
Oh yeah.
Well, Memphis Wrestling, while he's pulling it up, Memphis Wrestling was at, when I first came to wrestle with those guys, they were at the FedEx Forum. They had a ring inside the FedEx Forum in the bleachers. It was unbelievable. It was the coolest thing ever. And so they would have shows at the FedEx Forum. It was incredible. And the guy named Dustin STARR, kept running it, and it just got bigger and bigger until they had their own building here, and it's continuing to go.
Oh, so now there's like an actual Memphis wrestling arena, right? Oh,
yeah. This is the
We call it the Wrestle Center.
The Wrestle Center.
All right, here I got some of your footage right here, guys. Check it out. All you got to do is hit that button. Boom. Look at Buff. Look at you, buddy. Look at you looking good, man. Look at you. See, you ain't doing bad.
Oh.
Them knocked off the cobwebs, and they're looking good. Show us the other video, Will. Dun 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 dun. See, look at this. We're getting better every week now. We're bringing you footage. Look, this guy just wrestled. How long ago were y'all in the ring?
45 minutes to an hour.
See, 45 minutes to an hour ago, and look, we got it right here. Bam.
If that.
If that. And here we go. We got it right here live. Bam!
Yeah, so this thing, when this at the FedEx Forum, it was a really big deal because the fans got to see it. It was a big crowd. And Steiner wrestled there for us, for them.
Wow.
I brought Steiner in, X-Pac. I mean, it was a really, really good thing because the FedEx Forum could come see the Memphis Grizzlies, and they could also see pro wrestling at the same time. So it was a really cool event, a lot of fun for everybody. But then they got their own place called the Wrestle Center, and it just kept going. And it's just like, it reminds me a lot of WCW without Ted Turner's wallet.
I got you. Yeah,
great
wrestling.
The pockets like Turner.
It's crazy how it all started, especially for Dustin, because Dustin and his wife sat down at their kitchen table. Memphis Wrestling had not been seen in years, since back in the days. And so Dustin was like, I want to bring Memphis Wrestling back. And so they sat there and drew it up on a napkin. And from a napkin, we've turned into this. And it's crazy how just in 3 years, he went from at the top of the line banquet in Memphis, where he was paid monthly to run a show there, to now he's got his own building, his own facility, his own training program, his own TV station. We're worldwide. We got over 12 million views on YouTube. It's crazy.
Over 12 million views. That's big time.
Dustin's no joke. He's a real deal. He first of all, the first time I wrestled this kid, I wrestled Dustin STARR, and when I saw him, I was like, this kid's going to beat somebody. I mean, he was full of charisma, and he was Mr. Tennessee. I didn't get many rings where I was looking at somebody that looked close to me.
I got
I
you.
got in the ring, and I had somebody that looked equal to me. And then all of a sudden, he started doing this cool walk, getting ready to wrestle me. And I'm like, who is this dude, you know? So Dustin Starr was a star, and he was very popular. And he just, like a lot of people's dreams that don't come through, it didn't happen for him. But his thing came through with doing the Memphis Wrestling, and it's just been unbelievable. He is a go-getter, like I said, Mr. Tennessee, great family guy, great businessman. It's just, this has been this is the turnout of it. It's incredible.
Wow. John, how old are you again?
18.
18. Look at this kid. He's 18, already tag team champ of the world. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Yeah, you hear that? Only 18, bro. Look at the title. Look at the title. Isn't that super?
Tough.
That's badass. That's badass.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I don't know. I guess tell us more wrestling stories, Buff. More stories.
Well, tell me what you want the Steiner. They had a Steiner question.
Yes. All right. Well, John Williams. He's one of our fans. He's been asking for weeks now. He wanted to just hear stories about training with Scott Steiner, wrestling with Scott Steiner. I don't know. Did you party with Scott Steiner at all?
There was no party with Scotty. Scotty wasn't a party boy
I
at
didn't
all.
think so.
But Scotty, we didn't have a lot of workout time because Scotty on the road we trained together a lot. But he would train at midnight when we lived at home. Because we were popular, man. We were very popular being on TV and everything, and it was a big time of wrestling. So you go to a gym, it was hard to get a workout in because, Nitro was red hot, wrestling was red hot. So Scotty would go to the gym at midnight, and I'm like,
whoa.
I can't train. So his training regimen was totally different than mine, but but Scotty was an animal. He did everything he did. He did it, top notch, and just us together as a team. It was a really good mix. That happened at the time where me and Norton were vicious and delicious, and I thought that was going to be one of the biggest tag teams, and probably would have been ever.
It would have been the biggest tag team ever, honestly.
But when I broke my neck, and they brought me back from, getting back in the ring from breaking my neck. Norton was in Japan, and Scott Steiner was here, of course. So they put me with Steiner, and we never looked back because the Steiner BAGWELL thing worked. So that was the Steiner thing. It was just so good.
That's awesome. Do you have any crazy stories with you and him ever anywhere?
The Mark's trying to say something.
What you got, Mark?
I've been muted since the intro, guys. I'm bad at this.
What are you doing?
But I was asking, didn't you break your neck against Rick Steiner?
Yeah. Right here.
That's
here, Will.
that's
Right here.
crazy.
I was there. It was in Columbia, South Carolina. They were doing a thunder. Dude, I was there. It was a terrible thing. That's when me and Buff were that was before he knew me, but me and Buff were like this. That was my favorite guy. Yeah. Just like this. But yeah, any crazy stories, anything?
Well, Steiner. Oh, go ahead.
Here we go.
Go.
Wait,
So,
you got a Scott Steiner story?
No, this is just a random story.
Go.
It's a crazy story.
That's what we need.
Do
Bub
it.
saved my life one time. Well, I was
Oh
a
my
kid. I was a
God.
fan. First time I ever met Bub was in Ripley, Mississippi, inside this gym. Him, Carlito, and Kamala was there. All right. So Bub meets
Holy
me.
shit.
I'm a super fan of Bub. Bub takes me to the back. And right whenever everybody's going to leave, everybody's getting paid. Bub gets his money. Kamala did not get his money. So Kamala gets pissed off and pulls out a gun and sits on the table and says, "Nobody's going nowhere." And
Oh!
Bub's like, oh, we can't have this. He got me out. He gets me behind him. He goes, "If anything happens, just follow me." So Bub ended up having to give somehow, because Bub's, I guess, rich. It gives him his money.
Yeah.
Everything gets fine. But Kamala pulled out a gun and said, "Nobody's going nowhere," until he got pissed.
Those of y'all who
So
don't
I had
know,
to take my payday and pay all the boys.
really? So hold on, where were y'all wrestling at this time?
Ripley, Mississippi.
Ripley, Mississippi.
And they didn't have enough to
I
pay
was
the
like
boys.
9 years old. I was 9 years
Oh
old.
my God! Those of you who don't remember Kamala, the Ugandan giant, I need you to go ahead and do a little homework. Kamala, wow, he pulled out a gun. Holy
Yes.
shit balls! All right, go. We need more. Lots more crazy stories. Go, go, go. Any more?
Well, Steiner on live Nitro one time, he was really mad about just the way that he felt they were doing it. They weren't giving him a push, and they felt like he just felt like they weren't doing him right. So he had heat really bad with JJ Dillon.
Okay.
And so when when Scotty, people didn't know, when Scotty used to come to the ring, Scotty was coming to the ring it wasn't a work when Scotty came to the ring. It was a shoot.
It was a shoot. Yeah, he was going to hurt guys. Yeah.
And when Scott Steiner and Goldberg came to the ring, it was a shoot.
It was the real deal.
So, but that night at Nitro, he was really trying to get his hands on J.J. Dillon to kill him. And I was trying my best to get Scotty off of it. If you ever watch it back and see it back, you can see where I'm really defending JJ and trying to get in front of him. But Scotty tears the whole lock of the whole setup, the whole Nitro set. Scott Steiner ripped the whole thing down, and it was just he wanted to kill JJ, So Scotty's temper, and back then, some of the heat would be on Scotty one week for doing something wrong, and then I would do something wrong, and the heat would be on me, and then it'd just go back and forth like that between me and Scotty. It's always something.
How did y'all end up not being together? Because if something as golden as that, when WCW was going through all the growing pains and all that, how did y'all end up not being together when it looked like it was just made in heaven?
When I got back from breaking my neck, me and Scotty, we tagged my very first match back. We tagged in the Dean Dome in North Carolina, and it was an angle between me and Rick Steiner that could have been fantastic for years, and instead it was for months at least. So it could have been a several months long angle, but they blew it with one match, and it was me and Rick Steiner. Rick Steiner, Goldberg, and Scott Steiner in a tag match.
Wow.
And they didn't B-roll. They didn't B-roll anything, or they just had a match, and I got beat. It was crazy. But from doing that, me and Scotty started. Scotty really listened to the rumors, and the boys, would stir things up.
Yeah,
and,
shit disturbers.
Scotty was, to me, Scotty had the best body in the business, but. I look pretty good myself too, though.
Yeah, you had the second best body in the business, I guess, right?
Well,
to me it was number one. To me it was number one. But if we're going like Scotty was the best, then I'd have to say you're number two. If that's what you're saying.
Like I said, again, to me, I thought Scotty was the best, but the boys had fun with Scotty on that. So they'd be like, "Hey, Bagwell's catching you, bro. Bagwell's got you," and so it made Scotty mad. And so I believe Scotty hearing the boys, mess with him, I believe is what got with Scotty. But in Cincinnati, Ohio, at a Monday Nitro, if the Mark can pull this up, there's a promo in Cincinnati, Ohio.
I know what you're talking about.
That me and Scott Steiner had a shoot promo together.
Is that what that really was? That was real?
100% shoot. You can see.
I saw it in your face.
Scotty cusses and it beeps out and all that stuff. But I go to turn away to walk off, and Scotty brings me back, and I go, I said, Scotty, you need to be easy with that, brother. I go, man, I said, somewhere in there when I could see it got serious, I said, ever since Buff Daddy's got back into shape, I said, Scotty's just a little bit jealous.
And so, I remember that.
After that interview is when I walked up to Eric Bischoff, and I said, look, I don't need him, and he don't need me. I said, so, and Eric was like, perfect. Y'all are at Super Brawl next pay-per-view.
Oh, so, Eric, what a smart man, because that was genius in a way. But
it was on Nitro. When?
That was, dude, I know that one. When
Which year?
That was Nitro 98, 99?
This one looks like he's yelling at you.
It's the
so
promo,
maybe.
yeah, you'll have it. He's got
a black NWO do-rag on,
Yep,
Yep.
found it.
Pull it up.
My computer is being really funky right now, but
It's all right. Pull it up.
I'm gonna try to pull it up.
I remember that.
It's
This,
gonna be.
this interview came off of me costing Scotty Steiner the
What was it, the U.S. title?
the match with Booker T.
Yeah, I remember that. And then he's
So
like,
that's when Scotty said,
looks
no,
like you've been
you
out
need-
here lacking lately or something stupid. I remember it. So that was like legit. He started like shooting on you, huh?
100% shoot and unannounced,
Wow. After y'all were like, you're thinking, hey, this is my buddy.
And then Scotty went and he went out on an interview at a Nitro. It was in Florida somewhere, I think Gainesville, and he tried to cut an interview that the crowd didn't quite get, but the boys loved it. It was like dogging me out about being a stripper, and
Wow.
it was just cheap. It was just cheap shots.
Cheap pop.
But the crowd didn't get it. The boys got it, but the crowd. So he missed the mark.
Yeah.
So I went out and I put a wig on like Scott Steiner and cut a Scott Steiner promo and drilled him.
I remember that.
And
too.
after that one is when they said, is when Eric said, I said, I don't need him. He don't need me. And then we ended things and we were wrestling the next Super Bowl.
Here it is. Here's the promo.
It's the best promo I've ever done. Oh, that's Cincinnati.
Sorry, guys. I can't do anything about this. Whatever it's doing.
No, this ain't it.
It's not it.
No.
It looks like me and Scotty.
No, that's it. No, that's it. That's
Yes,
it.
yes, this
That's
is it.
Go ahead,
This is
back it up. Back it up, Will. I'm sorry. That's my fault. And maximize that thing. You're all right.
Sorry, guys. It's clicking out. I can't do anything about that. It'd be full screen. Smoke. Dang it.
You're all right. This is still. As long as we can.
There we go. There we go. What is going
Dude, that
on?
hat
I'm
is-
sorry.
Dude, that
I'm
Scully
gonna
is
leave it like that.
amazing. Jack, dude, look how big you are
Whoa.
at that time. Look here, my.
Uh-oh.
Here's where it's a shoot.
Oh, don't go here.
I touched his neck.
Look at you. You look angry.
Look at my nostrils.
Yeah, you're flaring. Oh, how could you say that?
I got the mic now.
Maybe you want to scan the crowd and look at the buff down.
That's amazing.
Oh. It cut you off.
Dude, look how big you are right there, Buff. You were huge.
I was jacked.
Yeah,
man.
you were huge, bro. Like, you actually look bigger than him.
Well, that's what the boys were doing. They were stirring it up.
Well, look, you are. You're bigger than him. Look at your chest.
Listen.
I told you last night I was sorry. I'll tell you again I'm sorry. If you got a problem with that, you need to let me know right now. This is getting a little out of hand. Let's just drop it, okay? Let's let it go.
That's shooting right there, right?
100%.
Wow. That's all a shoot, y'all. We're hearing behind the scenes.
Now, he had probably told the boys he was going to beat me up or something. I had no idea.
Oh, wow. And then he goes for the old...
Oh!
Wow.
That was the only thing that we knew we had to do.
Of course.
But
I mean, you're
this
gonna
wasn't.
sell it. I mean, the chair wasn't.
No.
Oh, he's taking it to the next level again.
Yes.
Trying to bury you, bro.
Whoa.
Yes.
That's exactly what he's doing, trying to bury you. Show the buff
And
sign.
he
Wow.
look at me.
And then he goes
Look
for
at him
your
clench
neck.
this
Yeah,
in.
look at him. Going
I
for
reach
your
up and
neck.
give him the offense. Look. I gotta touch his hand like stop, man, stop. Watch. Right there.
Oh wow, like there. My neck is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He cinched it in.
He was taking it to the next level.
Yep. He was a freak, man. He was awesome though, bro. I mean, he was just a genetic freak.
A genetic freak.
Genetic
He was.
freakzilla.
Yeah, I'm getting close to watching this. I'm in 98 right now on Nitro. WCW days.
No, you suck.
I finished watching y'all do your flex off.
Dude, but you're bigger than
Right
him at
before he
this point, I
joins
think.
NWO.
Actually, I think that's why he was getting a little nervous. Because don't get me wrong, look at him. He's a fucking freak. But your chest was looking bigger. I think your arms were bigger, bro. He's just shorter. All right.
No, I wasn't bigger. I mean, I think I looked tight and good, but man, Scott Steiner he looked incredible. But he let the boys get to his head instead of it being a good thing and everybody me and Scotty being happy
and laughing.
He was letting the boys get in his head, you know.
No, I went down.
Oh wow. All right. I guess let's hear some more. Just tell us some more amazing stories.
Well, why don't you have some more bullet points, buddy?
More of these? We're gonna hear some more stories about like training with Lex. I just didn't know if you had more stories.
That's a huge one.
Okay.
Me and Lex was game changing, bro. When me and Luger hooked up, again, another fantastic tag team name. You got Totally Buff.
Can't beat that.
I mean, Totally Buff is what we did riding the company to the end. It was the last thing I did. I always thought me and Lex won the belts, but we didn't. It was we never won the belts. Jindrak and O'Hara.
Yep.
We were in Jacksonville, Florida, and Jindrak and O'Hara beat me and Lex, beat us at the pay-per-view. And the story that was told to us is that we were taking, and Conrad Thompson talked about this too. This is facts. We were taking a 6-week break. That's the rumor. What we didn't know is that the WWF had already bought the WCW, and we didn't know it. Okay. And how they kept that a secret, brother, I've got no idea. But the WWF had bought us. So what we were told by Johnny Ace is that we were taking a 6-week break. Now, from that rumor of the 6-week break, Eric Bischoff and his friend that was on Wonder Years, Jason Hervey.
Okay.
They were supposed to buy WCW. So the rumor to the boys was that that was Eric Bischoff and Jason Hervey were going to buy WCW. It was never a rumor that the WWF, Vince McMahon, was going to buy us. So we go from Jacksonville, Florida to Panama City Beach, Florida for Nitro. And we show up and the WWF is there and the ring trucks are there. And it was the end of WCW, bro. Oh, we walked up and I'm the one that saw the trailers. And I was like, man, what's the WWF trailers doing here? And Lex and Sting and a few other guys looked and saw it. And we were like, oh my God. So we all just separated and went to the people that we knew to find out what the problem was. And it wasn't but a few seconds that they came in and said, it was over.
Wow. So then I guess that was the end of Totally Buff, eh?
That was the end of a lot more things than that, but that was definitely the end of Totally Buff. But I think that was going to be a hell of a tag team. But no chance to really do anything with that, But me and Lex's training schedule was unbelievable. He was such a freak about working out and the consistency of working out and not missing any days. I mean, he just knew all the little tricks, man. Like we'd be coming home from a long week of work, and instead of like what I would do, I was tired, So we would land from a long trip, and I'd drive home. But Lex would make me go to the gym and train with him before I went home. And if you didn't do that, you weren't gonna go to the gym once you got home. You just wasn't. But I would tell myself I was, but I wouldn't. So I would listen to Lex. He would make me land every time the tires would come out on the airplane. Lex would get up to get his bag out and get some Rip Fuels, and we start drinking coffee, and we'd land and drive straight to his gym, Main Event Fitness in Marietta, Georgia, and we would train. I mean, like pro bodybuilders, but we were pro wrestlers.
Pro bodybuilders. What do we got right here, Will? What's this?
Totally buff.
Totally
With Mean
buff
Gene.
with Mean Gene. Look at that. There y'all are right there. Oh, totally buff.
That's it.
That's the day.
And then
I got the brick pants on.
That's right. Those are my
Yes,
favorites.
sir.
The bricks, baby.
and then this is if it switches, does it switch over
Yep,
to the
switched
side?
over.
Oh, that's when I beat Goldberg.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's when you
Lex
beat
hold them up
Goldberg.
for you.
With that, that's when you were supposed to go for the blockbuster, but since he was like 12 feet in the air, you had to jump off and like basically DDT yourself, right?
It was just a big DDT to myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that.
Perfect.
When they stood up, I just couldn't get over him.
Yeah, I mean he's like 18 feet in the
Yeah.
air.
Yeah, he's way up there.
Yeah,
All right.
he was, brother.
Here we go. We have a question right here. Someone wants to
Yep.
know, right? I figured that. Someone wanted to
That's where I was
know
going.
what was your favorite part about being in the NWO?
Man, the favorite part of it being an NWO is that everybody
Thank you, the mic.
wanted to be in the NWO. Everybody. I mean, it was so cool to be in the NWO. I think one of the best things about being in the NWO was you were able to, wear those colors, man. Everybody wants to be part of the winning team, everybody. And so when you were wearing the NWO shirt, you were on the winning team. You were the Wolf Pack. The handshake was special. It meant something. And it was just the first time in a long time that wrestling had something that was that strong and that powerful, bro. It was just, do you remember the NWO days? I mean, were you a fan?
Were you a-
NWO?
I mean, I'll put back and watch all of it.
Yeah, you had to watch all of it. He was too young.
He was too young. Bro, look, I'm
He
still
was
ripping.
born 06.
Oh my God, yeah, you were so you were
Yeah,
after
no.
the NWO. You didn't even get to see the amazingness that
We were
was
after the
the
WWE NWO.
bro. Come on, it's for life.
Yes. Well,
For life.
so yeah, but the favorite part of the NWO was just wearing the shirt.
really,
I mean, look, to the point I wore the shirt by accident one time to Six Flags over Georgia, and I had the NWO shirt on, and I was just Marcus Alexander Bagwell. I mean, don't get me wrong, World Tag Team Champion, Rookie of the Year. I worked for WCW. I was a pretty
time.
big
You were
deal.
a big time.
But brother, when I showed up with that NWO shirt on at Six Flags, and it was like I was Hulk Hogan, man. It was crazy. And so I actually very rarely, if ever, wore that belt out in public ever again because it was just too much. It was just too much to wear those colors. You just would sign autographs and people would take pictures with you, and it just was too much. So I would never wore NWO to an airport or never.
NWO because it's for life.
They were dead serious about that.
Hey, for real, because I mean, look, you're still NWO forever. Exactly. My boy's
Mhm.
NWO. Guys, don't worry, there'll be a time.
Life.
I'm gonna be a real member, not just wearing the colors. I'm gonna be a real member.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we had some more questions. People wanted to know about, obviously, talk more about Vicious and Delicious. Since you're the tag team champions with Big John Dalton, I guess we got lots of tag team championship, tag team questions today. And then we're going to, talk more about y'all's tag team title.
That brings me to, we got to think of a name for us.
Yes. What are y'all? Big John and
I
Buff?
got to put my mind on this. We got to look up my mind and we'll come up with something real good.
All right.
Big buff.
What you
That's
say-
a little
what you
simple.
say?
Buff John.
We'll come up with something good. We'll come up with a good one.
Buff Johns. But yeah,
We'll
so
do something good.
yeah, talk more about Vicious and Delicious.
Well, Vicious and Delicious, the name alone was what made it so powerful. It reminds me of me and Dalton because,
Ooh.
you know, Norton was a big tough guy, and he was much bigger than me. And I was more of a high flying pretty boy, you know. So it was Vicious. Here's Vicious and Delicious. As a matter of fact, we may just go ahead and take that name back over.
Why not? That's what I didn't want to interrupt you, but maybe like
Yeah.
some type of spin off of Vicious and Delicious.
Viciously delicious.
Viciously,
Because
deliciously.
both of you are viciously, deliciously.
Deliciously.
badass.
Deliciously vicious.
That would be good, but yeah, that's
Deliciously
what,
vicious. That's a good one too.
what was the one you said?
Deliciously vicious.
Deliciously vicious.
There you go. See, so a little spinoff. I like it.
BJD and the B. I don't know. Give me a minute. I'll figure one out.
Big John, what's your finisher move?
Yeah.
Top rope splash.
Ooh.
What is it?
Frog splash.
Oh, really? Ooh.
So I was actually working. I was working with Dalton to do the blockbuster, and I was showing him how to do the blockbuster, and he instantly had the maneuver down. We were just going over it with him, showing him how to get a little bit higher and stuff. But he felt more comfortable if the time came up right. He felt more comfortable going for the splash. And with me being, a step slow with my boot, I want him to be comfortable, So going into the match, he wanted to start the match. But when we went out, I started getting the fever a little bit, and the guy calls me out. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
That's right.
So I stepped in. And took the start of the match and got a little bit of control of it. And then Dalton came in and did a really good job. And then we ended up making a good little comeback, and then ran their heads together. And then when I did, Big Dalton was right there for the big frog splash.
Big Dalton with the big frog splash. How about you could be some BJB once he gets it down, the Big John Buster. You never know, bro.
I like that now.
You know what I mean?
John Buster.
I figured let y'all see the guy behind.
Yeah.
Makes all this happen.
Hey, do
This
that.
is Mr. Two-Time Tennessee, Dustin 5-star. This is the guy that set it all for us.
This is
Dustin,
right here.
this is the
This is
STAR.
the reason for Memphis Wrestling.
Oh, you're the commentator.
Yes, the commentator.
I love you.
We love you.
You're awesome, man.
Yeah, you're awesome, bro. All right, cool. Talk about some stuff.
Man, Buff Bagwell filled the place up for us today. That's for sure. We, I don't know if I even told you this yet, but we sold every single ticket inside the Wrestle Center today
That's great.
for the return of Buff Bagwell. And just to let you guys know, they did not know if you were wrestling or
Right.
not.
They got a
didn't know
good
what
show,
you were
man.
doing. They
Nobody
had no
knew.
idea what was going on. And then we've just been telling a story about a couple guys bullying Big John Dalton over here. And Buff, when he came before, he was with Big John Dalton. That's how we introduced him onto our program. And so for them to be in the same ring at the same time and to have Buff actually competing was ridiculous.
It's a lot of fun.
Jody, you already gave the spoilers.
Yeah.
The Swerve.
It's youtube.com/@Memphis Wrestling. Check out all the episodes there free.
Yeah, you got like 38,000 subs, I think, right?
Yeah.
Closing in.
You're closing in.
Say again, Mark.
I think y'all got like 38,000 subs on there. I sub.
It seems to be growing all the time. In 2022, we ended up with 2.4 million views for the year. 2023, we had 4.8 million views for the year. Already in 2024, we've got 2.5 million views.
Fantastic.
So I believe that was like a 94% increase according to YouTube. And that's just the YouTube numbers. Also, we're syndicated across the United States on 30 different channels, 30 different streaming services, including Fight Plus, which is behind a paywall. But again, you can watch it all free on our YouTube page.
Wow. I was telling them earlier about when I came out, the first time I ever really knew Dustin was, I'm seeing this good looking kid with a really good body. And I'm like, got in the ring, and all of a sudden he started doing this, one of the coolest walks I've ever seen. He started doing this walk around the ring, and I went,
It's filthy.
and it was
It's
like
filthy.
I was watching myself. I went, who is this good looking kid that's got this charisma? And then, then I lock up with him. His kid's super talented, and he was just a really great kid. And then he had come to find out he was Mr. Tennessee and all the, and then was off and running his friends. But your transformation from that to where you are, what was your transformation with that, Dustin?
first of all, you have no idea how much of a body guy and a buff guy.
Really?
You and Steiner, two of the highlights of my career was standing across the ring from you and standing across the ring from Scott Steiner. And I dieted like crazy. I dieted like I was going into a fitness competition just so I can stand across and go, oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it was actually during the pandemic. I think my last match was just before the pandemic. And then it made it a little easier because everything shut down.
Right.
And by the time we came back at the, I want to use air quotes here, the end of the pandemic is when we launched our company and we were allowed to sell 75 tickets. We sold them the first day. So we did the second, sold 75 tickets to the next one. It was like, oh my gosh, these people want what we, and I know it's only 75 tickets, but when you
That's
sell
a lot.
100% what you're allowed to sell, then you're doing good. So we started looking for a facility. So by that point, it was kind of like I had been out of the ring for that year anyway. And so I do other stuff like with the Grizzlies, I'm on the microphone, the Redbirds here in Memphis, I'm on the microphone. And it got to be where a lot of people, I won't say a lot, but the majority of the fans, like 17,000 people at FedEx Forum, they don't know that I was a wrestler.
No.
Some of them did, but the majority.
They knew from the Grizzlies.
They knew me from the Grizzlies. So some of them almost, I didn't really even get asked, like, hey, when you get back in the ring? Until we started doing the live events and started sprinkling me with the questions. But the pandemic and being out of the ring for that year and then transitioning into more of a broadcaster role and a promoter role, it was actually easier because of the pandemic. And King Cobra, Memphis Wrestling legend, he's my partner here. And I'll never forget, we were at Top's Barbecue talking to some fans. Everybody knows King Cobra. He's got the white streak in his hair. He pinned Lawler at the Coliseum for the world title in '89.
Yes.
Just very, so he introduced me to the people he was talking to as the new Memphis Wrestling promoter. And I literally stopped and looked at him like, the hell did you just call me? And then I thought, oh, I guess he's right. I'm like,
Yes, I guess I am.
So
That's great.
it was easier than I thought it would be, like when you stop wrestling. And I told you
Right.
a couple weeks ago, I'm cool with that because this has been so special. It's been so much fun.
That's great. That's fantastic.
But-
You guys do house shows. Y'all do.
We do. We were at the Arkansas Travelers minor league baseball team last night in Little Rock.
Nice.
Had a ton of people watching. We'll do AutoZone Park with the Redbirds coming up. And then we do fundraisers. So we do a lot of the fundraisers and like Inglebar, Big John Dalton's baseball team and his school. We go out and do that. I think this will be the third or fourth year in a row.
Sorry.
Yeah, Pontotoc. We raised money with the Pontotoc Run Club with St. Jude. So those are pretty much our house shows, is having something that we can go out and it's not about wrestling. It's about
Raise money.
doing something in the community, but then also exposing people to the new Memphis Wrestling as well.
That's fantastic. Man. That's great stuff. I love it, man.
We
And
pulled up.
then to have come in and then win the World Tag Team belts from my boy. That's crazy.
That's
Today's
amazing.
TV tournament might have been my favorite ever.
Wow. That's really.
Just because it's so special. I don't think anybody expected that to happen. They expect some sort of shenanigans from the heels, especially with your foot.
Right. Right.
I think in wrestling, when you're teasing to do something next week, then something might happen.
Sure.
You might end up knocked out in the parking lot.
Right.
How are they going to get out of
I
this?
was going to get out of what they said,
But
but
we-
they promised.
We didn't get out of it.
Right.
That's
And
right.
not only did you show up ready, but like you did a lot more than I expected.
Yeah. Buff said he didn't know if he'd be in the ring for what, 9 months?
9 months, right?
You said last week.
And now
Look at you.
Now look at you.
It was after 9 days.
Nine,
Yeah,
nine,
no,
9
that's-
months to
it's
9
not-
days. 9 months to 9 days. Now you're the tag team champion. Look at that.
You never know, brother. You never know, right?
That's right. You can
That's
never
a
say
swerve.
never. That's the swerve. That's the real swerve. Let me ask you a question while you're here, boss man. When will Memphis Wrestling maybe get a chance to come to South Carolina? Like, do I need to throw a fundraiser? What do I got to do? I'm ready. We're ready to
Yeah,
have
that
you
would
guys
be-
here.
It would probably be some sort of fundraiser or fund event or something like that. South Carolina, how many hours is that from Memphis?
It's a long
We
way.
gotta
It's a
take the ring.
long way. It's a long way. It's probably at least, what, 8
You
to
have to go
12
there.
hours?
You have to take a trip to Memphis.
Well, I can
That
always
might
go
be
to
something
Memphis.
we would partner with somebody in South
Yeah.
Carolina and make it a little more,
Well,
because I mean, honestly, we try to keep the costs as low as we possibly can so that way we can raise more money for the fundraiser that we're raising money for.
makes sense.
And that was one of the things that was missing in the Memphis area is a lot of the fundraisers with the schools went away because some of the promoters previously, it was about lining their pockets and not necessarily the fundraisers. So I asked one of my buddies that works with us, in the school system. Like, hey, why do they not bring wrestling in? And he's like, well, that's because they didn't make any money. Like, how come? Well, too much. It's like, okay, well, let's do it and not take too much. It's like, okay.
And you got to learn. Now you got to fix those relationships, man.
Right.
And let them know that you're not there to. There's so much with schools and fundraisers for even for the schools that could be done.
Mhm.
But the rain going in, they're scared the floors are going to get
Yep.
messed up, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on there.
Insurance is a major
Insurance is a big
and
thing.
brother, let me tell you, insurance is expensive. It goes up every single year, and it's so wrestling is very carny. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Oh yeah, of
Yes.
course, of course. I'm a carny.
Very
It's okay.
Right, that's okay. But what I feel like we do differently, honestly, is it's more of a business.
Ooh.
Right. We're a marketing company, pretty much a marketing company. I mentioned the views and all that kind of stuff. That's what we're selling. It's not, no offense, guys, but it's not really about the tag team titles when it comes to a sponsor. It might be with Buff Bagwell listed on it, but for the most part, those partners, they're more interested in the fans.
Sure.
And how many people are seeing it.
What they
Right.
the views and all that
Yep.
comes up, and that's what the money is right there.
That's exactly it.
That's exactly it. Well, that means make sure all of you out there, make sure you follow. We showed your YouTube page and your website on the screen a minute ago. So make sure y'all go and follow that. I know I subscribed. Memphis Wrestling actually has some stuff going on. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm always looking for great independent wrestling, and you guys actually have an amazing product and a great brand, something you can build upon. Who knows? We might see you ding 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 ding
Oh, yeah.
all the way
Yeah.
to the top.
When we showed up here, I told Stacy before we got here, and this morning trying to get out of the hotel and stuff, I had a little trouble getting in the shower with my foot and everything, and so I was going to be a little bit late. And she saw me call Dustin to say, "Hey, I'm going to be a little late. I'm sorry." And she goes, "Did you just call somebody about being late?" I go, "You don't understand." I go, I said, first of all, I had to respect. I love Dustin. He's a great guy. And he's very professional. I go, but I just want to, that's how important this is to me, because they're really a professional company. She got here, Stacy did, and she saw their setup and she went, I tried to tell you, that's why I called and said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late."
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. And it's a big deal that Buff Bagwell says, "Hey, I'm sorry about that," because so many guys don't respect nothing like that, man. They just don't. And all the rumors you hear out there of how hard Buff Bagwell is to deal with, that's the Buff Bagwell that really is there. And Dustin's so professional. I mean, I even told Stacey when this happened, I sent that text, and before I laid it down, "Thank you" came back. And that's an unspeakable bond of trust that says right there to me of A, Buff Bagwell sending something like that, but then B, him answering it right back like that. That's respect, and that's usually very, very rare in this industry.
It goes a long way. You're right. Respect goes all the way. Well, boom, boom, boom. I think we're there again. Is there anything that any of you three want to say before y'all get to go off and be amazing?
Have you a book? You got an email address?
Yeah, email address, booking.
Hold on. Hold on. So this is how you want to get in touch with Big John Dalton.
If you want to get in touch with me, go to my, you can email me at bookingBigJohn06@gmail.com.
Boom.
Also, you said you never know what you're going to see on Memphis Wrestling. Man, we had Hammerstone here a couple weeks ago. We've had Archer here.
Yes.
Brooklyn Brawler coming up. Kid Cash is coming too.
Kid Cash. Wow.
American males here.
The American males are coming
American
here.
males. American males. American males. Let's go.
Love it. So you can get all the info, get the tickets, memphiswrestling.tv. Also, that'll show you our merchandise. There's an eBay store where we have all sorts of memorabilia. So even if you're out of the market and you can't come to a show, but you still want an autograph of Handsome Jimmy Valiant or Buff Bagwell autograph, WCW championship belt or something like that, it's all on the eBay store. So memphiswrestling.tv, you can get hooked up there.
Love it. And I'm at MarcusBuffBagwell.com and MarcusBuffBagwell@gmail.com for all my stuff, and Buff and the Stuff. Come check it out.
Build this.
Yes, sir.
Buff is always the stuff. That's just how it always will be. That's how it works. All right, gang. Well, you guys, I guess we'll see y'all
Thanks,
later.
Chris.
Thank you. Thank you,
Nice
Memphis
meeting you guys.
Wrestling. Thank you. Show that title one more time, Big John.
Come on, baby.
Yes,
Show
sir.
that
Yeah.
title one more time, Big John.
That's his first belt.
Woo!
Love
Let's
it.
go.
Thank you so
Good
much,
job, bro.
Memphis Wrestling, you guys. We'll see you next time. Hey, one more time. I really appreciate you guys being on the show because you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to have Buff there doing any of this. I really appreciate you coming on the show too. Like, that's amazing. What an added bonus. Thank you, Big John. You guys are the best. Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Y'all
See
be
you, Chris.
good. See you
Be
later.
good. See you, Mark.
I'll call you later. Okay, Buff.
Nice
See you,
meeting you
Call
guys.
me
Nice
later.
meeting you,
Okay.
Dustin and John.
Boom.
Thanks, Dust. Thanks, guys.
That was crazy. You said like 24 hours. So we just went up.
Thanks so much, Dustin. Yeah, buddy. Thank you. Thanks, Dalton.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Have a
y'all.
good one.
No, thank
Y'all
you,
too.
bro. Hey, be good. Take it easy.
Thank you, bro.
Boom. Thank you, Buff. Thank everything. Thank us. Thank heavens. Thank the world. I did that right on time somehow. That was pretty cool. Look at this idiot. Good job. He
Got
did
show
that
off my
right on
boxers,
time.
bro.
Look
Since
at
y'all
his
know.
draws. He's got his draws up looking like Conan. This is cool. I want to take a timeout. Hold on. Look at this goofball. Look at this. Yes, LAX. Look at this fool, bro. Look at him. Look at this fool. There's Boat. He's Viva La Raza in the background. Look at this brother. That boy getting big. Gambino getting big.
We get new
All right.
LAX,
All
man.
right. That's enough of looking at his draws, y'all. All right. I want to give a shout out to a lot of you guys that are like always here on the Twitch shit. Like, this is awesome. Guys like Thrashtafarian's here. The Meister, my dog Bumpy 2K. I kind of just I glanced over Thrash. No, Thrashtafarian is here. My dog. We got Brown Bag Mulligan. Thank you so much, Brown Bag.
The Meister.
Backlog is here. Backlog's the
Damn right he
man.
does.
He knew what you was dressed like. I mean, all of you
Oh,
guys.
man, baby.
You guys are doing it.
Where's my Hogan?
Where is your
Where's
Hogan?
my Hogan?
Show your Hogan. See, he's getting big. Look at these arms. Look at Hogan. That's amazing. I want that. You need to
Goddamn boat.
You need to mail that over here.
Look at that arm, boy.
Ooh, look at his arm and look at my arm. See?
Look at this little Hogan arm.
Look at these arms.
Compared to Boat's
Oh
arm.
my God! Look at my little arms compared to both.
Tell you, Boat, we need to get in them
Oh
indies,
my
bro.
God, Boat's
Mine's
getting
under
big.
here.
You know what? Fuck both of you guys. Fuck these guys. Okay?
Me and Boat gonna be in the indies soon, man.
Fuck these guys. And I'll be your manager. All right. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at him. Okay, are we done? Like, are we done jerking off on each other's arms? Have we had enough yet? All right.
Boat's way bigger.
As always, thank y'all for hanging out. Follow us on the YouTube, Buff and Stuff Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that type of shit. Make sure you like and subscribe here on Twitch. Make sure, make sure you do all that stuff. Make sure you go out there and thank each other. Like and share and thank each other for commenting on the shit that's on the YouTube. Like, do all of that type of stuff. Look at that. We just got something. What was that? It just made a noise. Did you hear that shit? It made a noise. Maybe we got something happened.
The noise went off.
A noise went off. All right, fellas.
Health as well.
Hey. All right. It's kind of done. So I'm gonna, we'll do the face reveal. It's still me.
Oh shit! It's the historian.
It's still me. Okay, it's still me. All right, guys.
It was just the historian the whole
You
time.
motherfuckers, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we'll see you the next time here on the Buff and Stuff Podcast. Holy moly.
Órale!
This is
Vámonos.
this is my life. That's so amazing. You guys be easy.